Welcome back to Redline Parts Talk. I'm Zach Stevens, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about something way different and way bigger than what we usually talk about. So when I mean way different and bigger, I mean tracks. And did you guys know that we sold tracks at Redline Equipment? You don't have to just go to a tire dealer to get these tracks. You can actually go to your friendly Redline dealer and ask your parts man, and he can look up the tracks that you may need. Hopefully we have them in stock, but if we don't, guess what? We can get them for you. And I guess before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about why and when you should replace your tracks. There's a lot of stipulations, I guess not stipulations, but situations where you should probably think about replacing them and what you did to cause a track wear. Of course, inevitably it's going to be there where you're going to have to replace tracks because tracks are a very finicky item on a tractor versus regular tires, but the benefits sometimes outweigh, that's up to the farmer, but we'll get into those here in just a second. And then we're going to meet with Paul Kraus and talk about why you should buy tracks from Redline Equipment. Thank you. So we have a couple tracks here I want to talk about here at one of our stores just out back. They've been replaced. So first of all, these are road tracks, and they have some excessive wear here on the lugs, here on the side. And then we also have this one over here with drive lug wear. But first of all, we're going to describe what possibly could have happened with these belts. And what I believe happened is this particular road track was probably loaded with fertilizer tanks on the side, and also was hooked to a planter, because that's what a lot of road tracks are used for, is planters. So it has excessive weight on the hitch, excessive weight on the front, and there's good a possibility that there's excessive roading involved. One of the downfalls of using a track machine is roading is bad for tracks. So as you can see right here, there's this very distinct side wear here on these lugs, and that is more than likely due to roading back and forth to fields. And that is just very hard on the tracks because of all the heat that's generated when you're going in your road speeds. So these drive lugs over here with this, I guess you almost call it like re-vulcanizing on the lugs, is due to more than likely unless they're farming on a hill for a long time, this was an alignment issue. So there's all these benefits with using tracks with early field or early or late fall tillage and early spring tillage and getting into slippery conditions. But there's also a lot of maintenance that needs to be going into these tracks and things to keep an eye out before you just jump in and get on your tractor. So we'll look at these damages here, and then we're going to go in and talk about the other parts that are related to track systems as well as the belts. Okay, I'm back now with Paul Kraus, one of our track experts in parts. And Paul, can you give our customers a little bit of information about why they should choose Redline Equipment for their tracked tractor needs versus going to a tire shop to get their track needs?
We're going to offer you nothing but an OEM track, either a TrackMan or a Continental track. Okay. And our technicians, they are schooled and trained on installing the tracks. So not only are they going to install the tracks for you, but they know what to look for when it comes to your rollers, your roller bearings, your roller seals. Do you not have clear caps so you can actually visually see the oil levels on your rollers? These are important, critical things that you should know when you have your tracks replaced, and you won't get that from an outside source.
Very good. So I know there's a big issue out there with customers on brands. I've heard brand. So what brands do we carry at Redline?
Well, again, we carry the Continental tracks and TrackMan. Most of ours are armor lugged. These are some things that I don't think are going to compare to your off brands. The off brands are not going to hold up. And if you do have a problem with an off brand, where are you going to go for service? That's why I recommend the Case IH Redline Tracks. We're here for you 24/7.
So another question I had, if I was a customer looking from the outside in, are we very competitive in pricing Because that's one of the things they're going to say. They're going to say, or a customer may say, well, you're not competitive because tire guys, that's all they sell is tires. So their tracks are going to be cheaper. Is that necessarily true?
It's only fair if you price compare. So if you give a call to a Redline store for a track, be upfront and honest with us. Let us know you're track shopping. Let us know how many you're interested in. 1, 2, all 4. Let us know who you're pricing with. And we're going to come back and give you our best price, whether it be on that 1 or 2 or all 4. And I almost guarantee you we're going to beat everybody, not only in pricing, but in the service that you're going to get when you install the tracks also.
Excellent. Yeah, that's where I was kind of getting at earlier with what you were saying is, you can go all these tire shops, but, if you bring it to us, replace it, or replace it themselves, are these tire shops going to have these extra benefits with the parts?
No.
I don't think so.
We have to be schooled and trained to do this stuff. And this equipment keeps changing. And as it keeps changing, we have to get recertified. So you're not going to get that from tire stores.
Sure. Well, I appreciate it, Paul. Is there anything else you can tell our customers about tracks? Or
just, I would say for the most part, read your manual. Find out what it tells you to do and not to do when you're operating your quad tracks. They're very expensive, but if you take care of them, you'll get a lot of life out of them.
Excellent. All right. Well, there you have it. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you next time.